What's going to cause World War III? If someone at work eats my yogurt cup one more time. Lack of tea. Us Brits will kick off if that happens. Only a preemptive strike on France will save us. Climate change, widespread famine, disease, flood etc. will make people desperate. Desperate people get violent. Some nonsense in the Balkans. Balkans? What? You mean Balkans? Otto von Bismarck was right about that. Either America going to war with Iran, India, and Pakistan, or climate change. America v climate change, battle to the death. Wait, America going to war with India and Pakistan? Fox cancelling a really popular TV show. Huh, I would have just said Fox. Hopefully next election voters can trigger the final season on what seems to be the highest rated reality show on Fox these days. I think the current climate change situation is a good contender. India beating Pakistan in the Cricket World Cup final. Implying Pakistan will ever get to the finals. Communist sympathizers causing civil wars with the help of radical Muslims. The media. They report anything, grabbing headlines instead of actually do their due diligence and research. WW3 will be a fight for food after that meteor hits the earth in 2029. Something to do with Islamic fundamentalism. Apophis. Odds of impact are 1 in 150,000. I'm going to bet it will miss. Who's going to take that bet? Either you win, or they aren't exactly going to be in a position to collect. Pakistan and India are going to be the death of themselves. They literally hate each other to death. Clarification: I'm an Indian, and most educated Indians don't hate Pakistan, neither do they. It's just how media and gov chooses to present it in one of the most disgusting ways. No two nations want each other's blood. F government. I kinda see it as a self-contained thing that destroys each other in 20 minutes. If they unleash just half of their nuclear arsenal on each other, it would create a nuclear winter around the world. India would curb stomp Pakistan instantly in an all-out war. They literally hate each other to death. No they don't. FNAL versus straight people. When artificial intelligence merges with the military, that is when Skynet becomes self-aware. World War III has already started. The internal collapse of North Korea after an international push for extreme sanctions. What else happens to a dying regime with nothing to lose with the backing of a world power? Could come down to religion. My bet would be China seizing Lake Baikal. Another true world war won't be much of a war, it'll just be who's left after nukes. The orange monkey pushes Rocketman too far. Some guy's going to shoot somebody again. Well, if we go by previous causes, I would say Germany. Wouldn't it technically be Austria? Not enough likes on this Facebook page, vertical bar. Ignorance. In a world where information is at our fingertips, people have grown dumber than ever. Nothing is questioned anymore. People make their own little bubble of reality and are afraid to venture beyond. I'll go with an oldie. Religion. Somehow the Serbs will be at fault. I don't know how yet. A viral video that will turn out to be a hoax. Boredom. You gotta spice things up every once in a while. Probably the internet, social media. Z being pushed too far in the trade war, just like Japan 1941. 10010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000100010001000 0. That translates to he is made. Carrot I'm a bot. I'm sorry if I ruined your surprise. A text where autocorrect totally changed the meaning of the message. Caddyshack if you get the reference. Pakistan and India, they both are not afraid to die. It has already passed. The Great PewDiePie vs T-Series war was WW3 level. People deciding that we should have another world war. China initiating a cyber attack against the United States power grid or vice versa. Human beings. Wear that Thanos lol. Snap twice baby. Ha 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 ha. A picture of Trump getting bent over being pegged by his wife. Probably a fight over the land around Israel-Palestine. If those countries around it attack Israel, America and the West will get involved, but Russia backs certain Middle Eastern regimes such as Syria, and we could see a Cold War turn nuclear. This is the gist of what happens according to the Book of Revelations. Lack of clean drinking water and drought. There are already rumblings between the nations that rely on meltwater from glaciers. One is the Ganges. Then again the US might attack Iran. That would make the Narouge nations causing WW3. Misunderstanding, mirroring, a remarkably improbable mistake, all in an environment where all the rulers think they got stuff under control. Most big things are really just a series of small things that happen one after another is a way that seems obvious and predictable only in hindsight. The intern who wrote the plot for GOTS last season. Someone is going to either tweet, snap, or Facebook something overtly offensive, and it will just ignite a chain of events that we will never get back. I heard that they want to look through Trump's personal finance and are going to court or something like that. IDK Canadian. Kim to go boy, I feel like dropping nukes on America today. I mean, I think WW3 will be Cyber in many ways. The guy who shorted millions from The Big Short in 2008 says water, so I'll go with that. China is the only nation with the size and soon to be power to enter into a conflict with the kind of massive existential stakes necessary to drag the great powers of the entire world into a war. It would take something like an expansionist push to actually conquer large swaths of territory, including that held or considered critical to the West. However, there are numerous places that extremely destructive wars could break out between individual powers, and with the tendency for those wars or civil wars to internationalize, who knows? AG artificial general intelligence. Won't be for a while, but I'm assuming a lack of fresh water. Either water rights in the Middle East and Southwest Asia, due to all the pollution from irresponsible manufacturing, or the situations building up in Venezuela and Iran right now. It won't be a war between everyone in the world, it'll be the entire world vs aliens. The Cybermen, Dorks, Silurians, Centaurians and whatnot. People being idiots, and not being reasonable. Probably Putin trying to reform to Soviet Union. An hour of internet outage all over the world. It'll give a serious answer. Climate change triggering wars. How? 1. Places like North Pole or close to it were inhabitable forever. Due to climate change, ice is receding from these areas and we have found a lot of resources like natural gas in this area. This has created a lot of disputes between Russia and US-Canada. Every year, the chance of a flare-up between these powers continues to rise too. A lot of countries will lose significant land, or in worse cases submerge completely underwater. Example Bangladesh. This can cause large refugee crisis, and could easily trigger wars of territorial conquest. Either US, Russia, North Korea or China. Probably terrorists. It kind of happened already. There are too many Islamic terrorists in the Middle East and Africa. ISIS, Boko Haram, Taliban etc. They want to see this world burn. The resources shortage caused by climate change. Capitalism needs another war. Think of the weapon manufacturers. Either North Korea doing something, or the Middle East. I see those as being two major catalysts. China, because they want to censor the world. I reckon that the cause of World War III would likely be a nuclear war and World War IV would just be a nuclear winter and the consequences of the war, whereas humans would fight to get basic necessities to survive, i.e. food and water. I do not know with what weapons World War III will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Einstein. I have two theories. People start fighting over digital and technologisk stuff, like cryptocurrency, or who has the best machines. Or probably the big countries like the typical Russia and America are going for another space battle, in which they start to colonize a solar system and fight with each other to be the one to acquire the planets. I'd say territories like land and water as well as water as a commodity, but for some reason I feel like social media would play a part in it somehow with all the politicians getting into it, and probably saying something dumb about the wrong person. Nothing. It's never going to happen. Ricardo comes back to life and countries fight over who gets him. We'll start with China and the Philippines over territorial rights. West Philippine Sea. Philippines just had a new warship. US used freedom to navigate along the waters of the Philippines. We are allies. Yes, China was alarmed. China is backed by North Korea and Russia. They have nukes. Philippines is backed by US with Tomahawk missile. Nothing, I hope, but warmongering chicken hawks are always a danger in this. A really dumb politician up for re-election. The Arctic and Antarctic melts for supremacy. The Asians are already there, the Russians want dibs, the USA doesn't like it, and Canada can't do jack squat. Great Depression to Electric Boogaloo. The finale of My Little Pony friendship is magic. Some fool thing in the Balkans. Stupidity, same thing that causes all wars. Trade wars with China will escalate. Skirmishes in South China Sea. US will invade Iran. Russia will have a presence in Venezuela and South America. India will invade Pakistan. Israel will gas Palestine. Turkey will have a civil war and everyone will try to get in on that. I think it will start as proxy wars. Right now it's mostly radical groups pushing the violence. But soon a smaller second world country will invade on behalf of Russia, China or the US. I really have no idea what I'm talking about. But those are the hot spots I see. For some reason, I hope it's the evangelic Christians. One possibility when climate change really starts to dig in, and India decides it needs all of the water that's currently flowing through Kashmir into Pakistan. Those water sources are absolutely vital for Pakistan's survival. Once they become vital to India's survival, there could be some big trouble. Some hardliners in Iran, China, or Russia actually believing the idiocy their leaders peddle. An Iranian Rev Guard commander who firmly believes in his country's Persian pride. A Russian general longing for when the world trembled at the sound of Russian tanks. A Chinese oligarch who thinks he's destined to put China in the top spot. Pick your flavor of historically delusional idiots to influence the future for the worst. The sad part, we'll get blamed for it.